Hi, welcome back again to our Caregivers Circle. This episode with me, Z, and Rini.
Hi, hi.
We also have in this episode our guest, Hui Fang. So, for this episode, we are going to talk about wellness for caregivers. Without taking much time, I will allow Hui Fang to tell us more about herself and introduction about Hui Fang and what she does.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Hui Fang. So as you can see, my brand name is Ouch. Yeah, so what I do at Ouch is we help people to age without pain through TCM self-care. So if you are really in pain, don't come to me, go to find Sensei, okay? But if you want to have normal simple self-care, like just a bit of stiff neck here and there, you can actually follow the simple self-care that we have at Ouch. So you can just go to ouch.com.sg. Go to our social links. The big pictures and videos are there for your reference.
Thank you, Hui Fang. I guess we'll just dive right into the first question. What are the biggest wellness challenges that caregivers face today?
For myself, my caregiving experience was a few years ago when I was caregiving for my late father. He had cancer, so I was his primary caregiver. So I was in charge of everything. I repeat, everything. So when he was diagnosed, then the treatment then plus the many different consultations with the different specialists. Then basically there throughout with him for everything from consultation to treatment and everything, surgery and stuff. So the biggest wellness challenge is really fatigue. I think that is the most common among caregivers because you are there. Sometimes I feel I'm more tired than my father, when we are serious, when we are at the, jokes lah, but when we were at the cancer center, right, when he goes for his whether it's to look for the oncologist or whether it's going for the what's that called, chemotherapy and all, right? So he will sit there, do his Sudoku book, okay? But I am the one running around, meaning I will go to the counter, I'll register for him, then after go and sit with him outside the oncologist room. After the what's that called, the consultation, I'm the one fixing when is the next chemo session, when is the next whatever appointment. Then he will just sit there and wait. Then payment and all things are settled by me. I'm the one running around. He just sit there. So fatigue is the biggest challenge for me then.
I think it's throughout until I think no matter how many years you are as a caregiver, right? Fatigue has always been the most common challenge among caregivers. I think the previous episode we talked to this mental health counselor. She also spoke about fatigue, all this what did she say? Compassion.
Compassion.
Compassion
Fatigue. Yeah. So for people for us, I totally can relate the whole process from the beginning when you register, you bring the person, and usually most of the time these elderlies that we bring are on wheelchair. That energy that we have to put in, pushing the wheelchair. It doesn't matter whether the person we are pushing is small build or not, right? It's the action of having to push, the energy that we have to take for that whole day of appointment, right? I can totally relate. I guess also in the previous episode, I did mention with Rini that we totally usually forget about having our own self-care tips, having to focus on ourselves because we are focusing on the person we're caregiving to. So do you have any quick self-care tips for us caregivers?
Best of course is to sleep lah.
I love that.
Serious, that's the most important. But of course, sometimes that is not very possible because we take care of a lot of things. And a lot of times, caregivers, we have our own work, etc., right, that we need to, we are committed to as well. But today, I'm just going to share something simple, which is not just for caregivers, but actually for general public as well. So a lot of times, we are having stiff neck and shoulders, right? Whether we are carrying the heavy bags, because they don't carry right, we carry right. Then a lot of things people don't say, but we are actually doing a lot of things. So let's say we carry heavy bags, then we have stiff shoulder, right? So I'm going to share simple tips for us to like massage away the stress, the tension away. Yeah. So the best is of course to do it over our shoulder, meaning like we can just use our arms, okay, then cross over our chest. So make sure it's not too low, not too high. Just rest it comfortably over your chest, and where your middle finger lands, okay, that is the 肩颈穴, 肩颈 point over here. So we can actually just do a simple massage like this with our fingers.
Shook ah.
Yeah, I can feel it, you know,
Very shook eh.
because I'm having a strain here actually. In fact, I can
Okay,
feel
you
it.
can do this, or you can do a simple tapping like this,
Oh.
or you can do hammering like this.
Oh.
Yeah, so at home, right, it's very common to find
Use the
massage tools like this. Yeah, it comes in different shapes and sizes, doesn't matter. So we can just take something similar and just massage the 肩颈 point. So this is one. But if let's say we are like covered, we are like wearing jackets and you know like very formal setting, very difficult to locate this point, we can actually just go to our hand. Okay, on our arm, there's this point called 尺泽穴. Ignore the names, just know where they are. Okay, go to your arm, on the inner arm, our elbow on the inside. So you divide into three. On the outside, on the top, that is this point called 尺泽. Okay, so you just use your thumb and massage your 尺泽 point. Okay, usually people will feel like a bit of soreness over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this point is not just it's actually more for, this is actually on our lung meridian. It's more for like for coughing and respiratory issues. But this point is also very good for stiff shoulders. Okay, so when you are massaging your 尺泽 point, right? Okay, try to do the following as well. Meaning you massage your 尺泽 point and you move your shoulders also. Yeah.
Wow.
Multitasking.
Yeah. So when you're massaging this point, your 尺泽 point, you also rotate, like shift around shoulders. Okay, this will actually help greatly in terms of relieving your stiff shoulder. So this is a simple tip lah, because when we are carrying a lot of things or we are feeling sometimes it's like whether it's imaginary or whatever you call it, you can't verbalize it or you can't whatever. So the tension, the stress,
all here.
Yeah. So this is a simple one. Other than going to the point direct, you can also go to your arm here at the 尺泽 point. Yeah. Not going to share too much because it's not easy to remember.
Yeah.
No. So these two quick ones. If you want to learn about more like simple self-care tip, you just go to ouch.com.sg, go to the YouTube channel and other social media. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Okay, we learn. Even we ourselves need to do. It's not just for caregivers, like what Hui Fang says. For us business owners, we are always in front of the computer. Then this thing very important to
Everywhere stiff.
Yeah. I think 5 minutes break can just do soft like this, right? Because it's the that's the area where it's very, very, very stiff.
Yeah, so in Chinese we say 离穴不离经. You leave the acupoint, you are still along the meridian channel. So no need to be so accurate. So agak-agak estimate around the area, you're good. Because we are not using needles, we are not going for like acupuncture.
Right.
We are just using acupressure. So you can just use your fingers. Yeah, so around that area, you're good. So, but for something to take note for this particular point, pregnant ladies don't massage.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you pregnant now?
No.
No, but interesting point. What does it link to? I mean, where does
it may induce labor.
Oh.
So we don't every session because I do mainly workshops so I do one to many. So every session this is one very typical point I will share So I will always ask the audience whether
they're pregnant or are you right now? Wow. Suddenly like
can induce.
Interesting how our body works.
Yeah.
Like at the point is here, but
it can
induce labor. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
But if your friends who are going like labor, right, they can massage a point here.
Oh.
So relieve pain.
Oh.
I heard this one like here also can like relieve headache also, is it?
Yeah, this one is for headache. But
Headache,
because
right?
we're on the topic of like
Pain.
yeah.
Oh,
Also can
okay.
There
okay,
are
okay,
many,
okay.
many multi-purpose points. So like example, just now we mentioned 指责, right? It's more for like respiratory issues like cold, cough, flu. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're using this for stiff shoulders. As in what I
Oh,
shared just now lah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So like
Ah,
example, our kidney is at the back, right?
yes.
Yeah. But we can actually massage our ears to
Oh,
strengthen our kidney as well. Yeah. So there are
oh,
many interesting different ways lah that we can
wow.
actually
Okay.
Yeah.
self-care for our body.
Yeah, I think TCM is very interesting where different points of the body actually relates to it. It follows the blood flow, is it? If I'm
Not the blood flow, the meridian channels.
meridian channel.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Can go to the website, we learn more.
Yes.
YouTube channel, YouTube channel.
YouTube channel. Okay. I guess the next one we can ask is how do you think that caregivers with wellness and all this, right, that you have mentioned, how can we then protect our mental health?
Mental health, seriously, you don't need TCM. You just need to say no.
This
This
one
is the
same
second
like the previous
Yes.
episode.
Yeah,
Saying
it's about
it's difficult for both Rini and I. I think we both understand, right? We both can relate to how to say no.
yeah, so it's about saying no, it's about setting boundaries. So example, right, is I was the popular person, right? So everything about my father was me. Hui Fang, Mei Mei, I'm the younger sister. So
Yeah.
Mei Mei will settle everything from the policy to the treatment to everything. Yeah. But it will come to a point where I will go like crazy. I will
Yeah.
burst. Yeah. So there's the time when I know how to say no. Yeah, because I
Right.
willingly I want to do it for my late father.
Yeah.
But I'm also a human. I also will be tired. I also will
Yeah.
have my other commitments and all. So saying no is a time whereby I felt taken for granted because my mother and my brother, everything just Mei was settled, right? Yeah, but when I say no, I need my me time. I need to have time out. I need to, so that I can provide better care.
Yep.
So I always believe for caregivers, this line, self-care to provide better care. Yeah, if not, you seriously cannot provide the kind of standard that I want for my father.
Yeah.
So just say no and really, this is not easy, but you need to divide I won't really say divide, but when I'm going for my walks, one big thing that I believe and I practice is to go for walks.
Yeah.
It's very simple. It's just at the park connector. Yeah, just go for half an hour or 45 minutes about there. Come back. I feel better. I feel recharged. Then I can provide better care for my father. Yeah. So it's about saying no, setting boundaries. When I'm going for my walks, somebody is there to like handle. Come on, it's just half an hour. It's just 45 minutes. Or that kind of short timing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm asking for too much.
I guess it's going to be our this season tagline.
Yeah.
Then how
It's
to
okay
say
to say
no.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What self-care is? Just now Hui Fang
Self-care to provide better care.
self-care to provide better care. Yeah.
Wow.
I guess we usually forget, like I said, we usually zone into the fact that we have to care for the person that we are caregiving to. Yeah. And then we forget about ourselves. That's most of the time.
The airline, right? They will always say protect yourself first. The mask thing.
Yeah.
Before you go
Then
for your child, right?
Yeah,
It's the same theory. Yeah.
Okay.
Need to remember that lah, Rini, for ourselves.
Yes.
So Hui Fang, for us, I guess both of us, or rather all three of us, we are caregivers, but in a way that we do have other family members to help us. Do you have any tips or even like what can we suggest or advise to people who are caregiving alone? They can be an only child or they do not have any other relatives to help them.
I think this is really very difficult for the only person who is caregiving. Yeah, because you can't have your time out, that frequent and all right. Yeah, but I think it is still possible with the support system around them. I believe they will have their own friends, their own network. Yeah, so with that, right, I feel that a lot of people around us, they want to help you, but they don't know how. So it's really about just voicing out, just asking. Yeah, so of course you're not asking them to like help you to like change diaper and all those kind lah.
Correct.
But it is about the respite. It's about the I need a time out. Maybe give me 1 or 2 hours. So
Yeah.
your friend can come and so-called babysit your parent. Maybe
Yeah.
just chat with them, like have tea with them, or just simply like watch TV with them, or
Right.
whatever. It's just simple activities. You don't want your parent, I mean the care recipient to be alone. You just want
Right.
someone there, right? But you need not to be your person who is taking over to be very productive. You don't need that. You just need
Right.
someone there. So you can just ask whoever your support system, be it a friend or whoever who is willing to help, just be there. So you can go out for your walks, or you go shopping, or you do whatever you want, as long as that particular activity refreshes you. So it's just asking.
It's
I know
also
you are
very
laughing cannot because you all don't know how to ask.
yeah.
Yes, we do not know how to ask. I think this is something that for me, only now or rather after, again, my late mother-in-law passed, then, the thought of asking for help, asking just a simple ask it has always been very difficult to ask.
Yeah.
But I guess for caregivers, we just need to practice asking for help, really.
Actually, right
I
now,
learned the hard way lah. I learned the hard way.
Yeah, me
right now
too.
there are a lot of respite corners, respite centers. Yeah, there are
Right.
many. So you can actually ask for that. So
Yeah.
when I was when I started my caregiving journey, right, I actually went to look for like those support groups, because I feel that this is important.
Yeah.
Not just for mental, it's also very good for avenues for me to know resources. So
Yeah.
with that, right, that was few years ago lah. I went to, I forgot what is that organization. So they actually provide massage classes, those like government funded one. Then I don't even need to use my SkillsFuture, it's really free, Yeah,
Oh,
so I go and learn properly how to do a seated back massage. But I really went to learn properly like how to massage. Yeah, it's a skill set. Yeah, so it's the resources. So but now because of that, I also know about like there is like caregiving services. So it's like people who are paid, but they are not very paid very high. It's really like affordable for caregivers. So you can actually pay them to bring your parent for the medical appointment, for the whatever. So this is also respite for us, right? If we don't want or we are too tired, we can pay a small amount, so they can actually help you to carry, not say carry, like bring them to the different appointments. Yeah. So at least I have my rest,
I didn't know that's available. I mean, that would really take away a lot of mental stress, even, going to think about going to the hospital or the clinic, to bring the family member for a whole day, usually you feel very drained just by waiting. Yeah, I
Yes,
didn't know that's
waiting.
available. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
This kind of service is still available. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can just go and check. Yeah.
One of the things that I actually my husband and I found out when we were caregiving for his late mom, although we had a live-in helper, she wanted to go back home for her holidays. I mean, rightfully so. After 4 full years not going back to her hometown, we were thinking like, how do we then manage to have some help? But what we found out is there's a respite care, those like nursing homes where they take on from 1 week to 4 weeks of respite care. I think that's very helpful also for us at that time, because things like changing of the urine catheter and all that needs to be done either weekly or once every 2 weeks. That's one of the things that I think not many caregivers know that's available also.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think joining support group like what Hui Fang mentioned is very important lah, because one, you kind of like have this similar situation where you can share your thoughts and everything, right? Then it's more relatable in that sense. Yeah, and then yeah, I think to somewhat like wrap up the whole episode today, right? Do you have any like last tip or last advice to the caregivers out there when it comes to wellness?
Self-care to provide better care. Always remember yourself first. I feel that I am a good caregiver. You know, right? by like my father, like last stage, like last month or so, right? Then my friends came to my house to visit him, said, you know, like uncle, you know, things like that. So when I was away, then my friend was like chatting with my dad, right? Then after that, my friend tell me like what was the conversation. Then she told me that my father said that Hui Fang took very good care of me. Yeah, so you know, hearing things like this, is like, oh, my effort, you know, like, yeah.
Paid off
Paid off
lah,
lah,
paid
paid
off.
off, yeah. All
Yeah.
worth it lah, actually, yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
I think we can wrap that up for this episode. Thank you so much, Hui Fang, for your time and sharing all the tips. And don't forget to go to our website.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Hui Fang. And we wrap up for this episode. Thank you, everyone.